So, Conrad, what do you want to talk about?
Bro, so before we begin,
Okay.
something very Jurassic happened to me this week. So, yesterday or the day before, yesterday, I was on the PlayStation app on my phone because I was looking at the points thing, which they have to where, like, if you spend money, you get points and you can, like, redeem them for, like, PlayStation purchases and stuff like that, and cool rewards and whatnot. First of all, I got mad because I thought it would just automatically sign me up. That was not the case. I had to be signed up already for that. So the 20 years I've had PlayStation, they're like, "Oh, you just now got signed up for it. Good job." Then it just kicked me out of the app. Just boom, kicked me out. The email address that I had with PlayStation is an email address I made when I was 12.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know the email password to that at all. And the recovery email for that was an email I made when I got married, which was almost 10 years ago. I don't know I do know the password for that one, but I don't have that recovery phone number. So I end up calling the email person, the support for that email place. I'm not going to crap on them on this podcast. They were useless. Called Sony, and Sony's like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. You're fine. Like, you're logged in. So I got home. Well, first of all, I called my nephew and said, I need you to go turn on my PlayStation. Tell me if I'm online. I was not letting me connect to the Wi-Fi at all. I got home, and it magically worked. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm real glad that worked out. But I almost had a heart attack, lose my PlayStation account, because I've had PlayStation since I was 12. I am now 27.
Oh, no.
I would have been very upset if I would have lost everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate to that one. Not on the PlayStation side of things, but Xbox side of things. So, and if oddly enough, the funny thing is more relatable actually with like Facebook. It's using an email. I don't think I can get access into that Yahoo account, but I can get into Facebook. I just can't get into like that Yahoo account. Like everything else, like 2FA is set up with like the phone numbers and other emails. But that main one is like I set up, yeah, when I was like 12. And there's like no way in hell remembering that. So because there wasn't like an Uber Dom, tech at that point, having everything written down. So
I really wish that I could change my PlayStation account name, because that also I made when I was 12.
is it Daddy Zilla?
No, it's Freakzilla 12. It was back when I was like
Freakzilla.
12.
Okay. Even crazier.
Yeah. And the freak became a daddy. So yeah, like, now all my stuff's Daddyzilla, but like, or Zero Gaming, or like Zero or something like that,
I'm glad I
Like,
didn't do like the XX underscore VTech underscore XX 360 no scope, like anything crazy. Nope, I've always been VTech or Bolt. I got the OG name. No crazy numbers, no like underscores or X's. So
I thought you had to do something like that.
no. I got lucky with that one, surprisingly. They do take
So,
and put the in front of it.
Yeah, because isn't your like PlayStation name like, or not PlayStation name? Isn't your YouTube name like the Rybolt guy?
No, just Rybolt. So
Oh, the Rybolt guy. So, some hot new video games I've been playing, Dom.
okay.
For those Dungeons and Dragons fan, there's a game that's been out for about over a year, called Baldur's Gate 3. I had just recently got into Dungeons and Dragons, so I was just looking for Dungeons and Dragons stuff on PlayStation, and I saw Baldur's Gate 3. I watched the trailer, watched some gameplay, and as soon as I found out you could roll dice in the game, I looked at my fiance and I went, I'm buying it.
Chef's kiss.
Uh,
It's crazy. Are you playing the game with her?
No, we play it together, kind of, yeah.
Man, just slap the shit out. Okay, it has full 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but full 4-person co-op. Like
It is co-op. It is
full on. And that's why I was saying soon they're gonna add crossplay.
I asked so many people to play the game, and they all said no, it's not co-op.
I'm pretty sure it is still on the console because the big thing with console is that it's going to be crossplay soon with PC and Xbox and all that. And I think it has modding support too. I know at least PC does, but yeah, I don't know why you're buying this shit on PlayStation, but nonetheless, like, dude.
Well, I just got a really good processor and graphics card, so like, computer's fully done now. I have an i9 with a 3080. I'm rocking, and 32 gigs of RAM. I'm rocking now.
I mean,
I'm about to set up a second display. We about to be cooking on some PC stuff.
I mean, we do have Parsec, so we can still play Baldur's Gate that way too. But yeah, it's so good.
Screen or show up or
it's good. It's chef's kiss.
Okay.
Here's the real question.
But I'm gonna be
what?
Well, I think Amanda, what were you saying?
Oh, as soon as I get paid, I'm getting it on my laptop. So
hell yeah.
By the way, let me rant about Lenovo for a second.
yes, please.
Are you more of an HP guy? More HP Pavilion?
I don't own a laptop. I own a custom built PC. Okay? I'm an Intel guy. I don't like AMD. Though the Ryzen 9 processor finally has pins in the motherboard instead of on the processor. That's cool. I like that. About time you get with the program, AMD. But she has a Lenovo laptop.
Mm-hmm.
She has 8 gigs of RAM. So I, working at a PC shop, came home with not one, but 2 sticks of RAM.
Oh, sodium RAM.
Yeah, that's laptop RAM, buddy.
It's sodium. I love me some sodiums.
And I was like, I'm gonna put some RAM in your computer. We're gonna move a lot faster on this Lenovo. Joke's on me, it's integrated into the motherboard.
Yeah. You know that?
You never get to just slap RAM into the Lenovos.
Nope.
Very angry about that. Like, what if I wanted to upgrade this PC? Like,
fuck you, give me money.
Fuck you, give me money. That's exactly
what it is. 8 gigabytes is not enough in 2024. No. Like, literally, it's sad to say, but it's just not enough. Even if it's like DDR4 or 5, like 16 gigabytes is the minimum now. Like, if this was like 8 years ago, 8 gigabytes was the minimum. And I think the worst part is we're heading to a point where like 32 gigabytes is going to become like the minimum in probably like 8 years. I would say, quote me on this one, probably after like the big boom of like the next consoles and then like GTA 6 for PC, like 32 gigs, that's the minimum. And then we're going to see like, I don't know. I feel like there has to be some revolutionary technology with like RAM that has to come within the next couple of years.
I want to say, I would pull this up if I had no other display going right now, but I don't have it set up until later. But I'm almost positive that the new Monster Hunter game that's coming out, because I had to look at this for a customer, I'm almost certain that their minimum is 32 gigabyte of RAM.
That's what the hell are they doing on Monster Hunter? It's not Final Fantasy. It's not like
I had to buy them a stick of RAM and a new graphics card because his graphics card was no longer the minimum.
I would say Call of Duty is unoptimized to hell, and the only like Red Dead is pretty demanding when they're pretty. GTA Rockstar does do a good job now, like GTA and Red Dead with PC and everything, but like the new GTA game, who knows like what that'll be like for specs. So I don't know. I haven't played any Monster Hunter games actually, so I couldn't say.
Also, I just want to say that I was using AMD for a long time, like the first all the podcasts that you've seen on my profiles up until now, or up until the last episode, was running an AMD processor. And I thought my computer was a little slow. Like, I really did. I thought like it was bogging down on some stuff. I slapped an i9 in this thing. Buddy, it is like sending a rocket ship to the moon.
So, you need to get Baldur's Gate on PC right here. So,
I really thought about it, but like, listen, on Steam, it is still very expensive. I got it on PlayStation on a great deal.
Deals.gg. Deals.gg.
What is it?
You talking about G2A?
No, deals.gg. It's that site that kind of compares like all of the prices for games on like all the key distribution sites and get you the best deal. So best deal right now for Baldur's Gate's $46. But keep in mind the Black Friday deal and
That,
Cyber Monday deal are probably much like at their end now. So
yeah, that's what I paid for it on PlayStation. The deluxe edition was $46.
mhm.
So, and
It's
it's
worth
worth
every
it.
dollar though. It's one of those few games that like I think I haven't beat it, but I've got to the third act. It is a long ass game. It is a very long ass game, but it's so fun. It's so good. And every time I've played it, it's different every
Max
time.
level. I haven't beat it, but I'm max level.
Dude, every time you pick like a new class or character, or if you do a co-op, like every single time you play, it is different, which is really like cool and unique for like that type of game, I will say. Because it's very like there is a story, but I guess I would
Yeah,
compare it to like similar to like Skyrim and like the Fallouts and all that, like the Bethesda games of like there's the main story, but it's how you get there in the end, you know? So it's the
yeah.
same
There's
thing of
several like
like,
side missions and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, so it's like,
yeah.
do you want to do like a no kill run through, or do you want to do a kill everything run through? Like, are you gonna have a playthrough where you're just like, and this before mods, like tons of
Yeah, I got
replayability.
some mods going on mine.
Yeah,
I got some weapon mods, and then I got the wing mods because I like to fly everywhere because I don't like that 9 feet issue that we have. But no, I mean, Baldur's Gate's pretty solid. I really recommend it for if you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan, if you are a RPG fan, or anything of the sorts, or even like stratagem. If you're a stratagem fan, like
I just love rolling dice.
yeah, if you like rolling dice, like if you like
It's just
tabletop,
fun.
it's
Just
game,
fun.
but the camera view. I don't know if on PC if you can do the camera view like you can on PlayStation,
Yeah.
but you can make it top down.
Yeah. Yep.
You can make it top down. You make it over the shoulder. You can like free camera it. Like it
First,
plays like a movie sometimes.
dude. I mean, you could. PC's insane. You could do it first person. You could turn off. You make it a real time strategy instead of like a turn based strategy. Like the game can go. You can do a lot. You can do a lot with this game. It's cool. So
Dude, Baldur's Gate's really fun.
and all the updates are free. That's the bet. There's no microtransactions. There's no DLCs. They said we're just gonna give you for updates. Like literally crossplay expansions. Like new. Like they're adding literally new classes and I think races and everything. Like you can play as like subclasses. Like
Yeah.
very soon. And it's like just for free. But they made their money. So.
They've already done the subclasses.
Yeah, I really hope this studio in particular, like someone gives them they should become the new BioWare essentially. Um like back in the day of playing like Star Wars Knights of the Republic or Mass Effect or like the OG Dragon Age games, like
Yeah.
BioWare had that reputation, or even like Fallout. Fuck it, like Fallout like 3 and New Vegas and those styles. I know people weren't super crazy about like the Outer Worlds, I think it was called, you know, or Starfield, but like and I mentioned Skyrim already before and all of them with the Elder Scrolls, but like Larian Studios, I think will get its reputation now for like all the decisions and quality of like a full package game. And I hope someone picks up that studio and is like, hey, can you make like the next great insane story-based game similar to that, instead of doing D&D this time, do Star Wars or whatever. Like I feel like they should just give them the rights to like a Star Wars thing and just go hardcore, but like they can't put any weird limitations on it. They just have to be like, here's the entire playing field and make your own. Because I think that's why KOTOR was so successful. It was before everything else. Like it's its own little time period. So like give them their own little time period to
I
just
think if
sprawl.
they just, I'd be really happy if they just up the level cap to like 100 and just leave it at that.
I don't know if that's a weird obscure thing with like actual D&D. Like the level cap is what, 20?
D&D's level cap can be whatever you want it to be, but the base, like every base character sheet that you look at, Well, here, hold on real fast. Do we have access to one of the books? Like the
Yeah.
give me the player's guide. Well, I'll pull this up right now. I'll be able to tell you firsthand because I got the book.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff in the way. I apologize. That's the campaign. Guys, first of all, so I recommend everyone buy if you're going to start a D&D campaign. This is the Player's Handbook. They are fairly expensive at any bookstore.
I paid $25 for that
Yeah,
one.
we paid $25. We also went to a game shop and bought this.
Yeah.
Um,
But if you go to Barnes and Nobles, any of the books, like campaigns, anything, they're gonna be at least $50.
yeah, if not more expensive. All right, so hold on. Let me just take a look at this real fast. Hold on. So, we'll just go to page 46 real fast to the first class, Barbarian. The level cap on any of the classes is 20.
That makes sense. Yeah, for the
But I
game.
mean, if you customize the game, like for any campaign you do, you could easily make it 40, 60. Because like our level cap doesn't exist. Like we're just like you can go as high as you want. But like
I think it's just balance wise and like keeping it true to like the source material. That's probably what Larian Studios did for Baldur's Gate and D&D and all that. So I mean, so like if they had to keep it true to source material on like anything else they got their hands on. So I mean, there's so many different IPs out there that they could literally do gems with, whether it's like Warhammer or Fallout or Star Wars.
right, and they did exactly what Bethesda did.
Mm-hmm.
So Skyrim, they finally incorporated mods. Like they made a slot where like,
Yeah.
hey, you want mods? Here you go. Go find all the mods and download what you want.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate did that, and it does not disable trophies.
Yeah, that's nice because I don't like every time I have to download mods, I gotta download the little like thing to allow me to keep achievements and all that enabled. I know Bethesda's weird about it because they're like, oh, if you use the paid mods, they're enabled. So, but it's like, dude, most of the good mods also are free. Like, there's a lot of people just giving out all the free good mods. So,
Yeah, it's just I love Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is so good to me. It is such a good game. I highly recommend it. I bought it. I did not. I expected it to do just what Elden Ring did with me.
Mhm.
I was in Elden Ring for about 2 hours.
No, you have like 50 hours into this game already.
Yeah, I already have 50 hours put into Baldur's Gate.
Damn. I think
And I
that's how
bought
many. I think that's how many hours I have on the game. Let me check.
I have 50 in there. I got 40 in Sparking Zero. And I got like 300 in 2K24. So, but Baldur's Gate is a really good game. Also, there was another game that Phasmophobia is on console now.
Yeah, you were talking about
For those
that.
people that, yeah, oh my god, so fun. Very irritated about how they moved a lot of the stuff around.
Like the starting home base again.
No. So like, so all the cameras and the EMF and the spear box that we were used to using at level 1 is now like second and third tier stuff.
Okay.
The level cap is 100. You can prestige in the game, which is all right, I guess.
That's weird. Okay.
But the amount of modded lobbies that just hand away free levels irritate the shit out of me. Because first of all, I hate playing with randos. Like I will if I'm that bored. But like the best time of my life is either when I'm playing with my nephews my fiance or when I was playing with you boys. Like when we would hop on and play Phasmo together, which we need to do again, which I have it on my PC. And as soon as the second display is installed, I am down to do whatever. By the way,
It's one of those games I can't escape. Like literally, my coworkers also are like, "Hey, playing a lot of Phasma." I'm like, "Could you like any other game? Any other game?" Like, because I'm not a spooky horror game guy. Especially Connor over here, always fucking with us, saying, "Hey, why don't you guys go grab the pentagram over there and start speaking spooky shit, making fun of the ghost in front of it, calling her a bitch." And he'll just literally start messing with the ghost in like all types of way. He'll be like, "Scream bloody Mary at this mirror right now." Like,
that's a big update. That's it. Affects the ghost.
what?
Now, if you're using the spirit box and it doesn't answer you and you start cussing at it, it will start hunting and it will kill you.
Yeah.
But no, listen. All that fun shit that we used to do doesn't bother the ghost anymore. Yeah, like remember how I used to take a shoe immediately and run it out, and the ghost would start doing shit? That doesn't affect the ghost anymore. I can't grab the spirit box, but hey, you want to go to Subway and freak out? That doesn't happen anymore.
Freak out when you ask.
Yeah, if you wanted Subway or Arby's.
Bump was not here before.
I'll look at it in a second. But Phasmophobia is on console. Also, I have an idea that I wanted to bring past you while we're on the podcast.
Okay.
Because I have an idea for a few special live events for this podcast.
So, brand split, PWS. I was like, because it's about time we bring back that damn brand split. One of the best things we did.
I'm so down for it, okay? And she likes wrestling too. So we get her like input on some shit. Like, I am so down. We got to bring the wheel back, the brand split, and we got to make it a premium live thing. Like, of course, we play by ourselves too, but we got to do like a premium live thing for the show. Like, instead of live podcast, like live PWS on the channel. Like,
Is that the pro wrestling?
yeah, Pro Wrestling Simulator, yeah. Well, the Pro Wrestling Simulator, $19.99 on Steam if you wanna pick that up.
I guess here's a good segue, like podcast thing, because we're just jumping around. We're just doing. Eventually, we need to make like clips for these, probably, because we jump around different like themes and all that. But did you play the new TW9?
I played it with you when you bought it.
I did not buy it. I would say so.
Free...
Asterisk on this one for everyone. You know, TW. So all the like little. Funny enough, I get the hookup for like the wrestling sim games. I don't get it for 2K. Whatever. Don't get that special treatment. Whatever. But I guess you gotta be a certain threshold for that. But I make the threshold for all the little, wrestling sim games. So the GM Booker games. So we got TW 2020. I did get the review key for that. TW9, I did get the review key for that. Pro Wrestling Sim, I got the review key, and Journey of Wrestling. So, but I do know the value of $1 of like $20 versus $35. And so I think like you can get your money's worth out of all these games, but it's how much of a diehard you are for it. And I think what it boiled down for me and why I'm still playing Pro Wrestling Sim, even though TW9 came out and it's got more features, complexity, all that, a bigger modding scene, is that it's just the ease of use of it being on Steam. It's extremely portable, way faster in terms of load times, way more aesthetically pleasing. PNGs, GIFs, everything. And there's a lot of cool things I wish it had that TW9 has. It is playing catch up with it. But I don't know. I've always said I want to play the game that I can get into when my time is more valuable. And I think TW9, like the one thing it didn't capitalize on is because it's still stuck in its world of like retail box PC games from like the mid 90s of like it's not on any other platform. It's not on Epic or this is literally a game perfect for GOG, for GOG, for good old games. Like if you're not gonna put it on Steam, put it on GOG. Like it's a small little niche cult. It's a vocal cult too. So that's where I think like the pro wrestling sim fandom's way more receptive and positive than like TW9 side.
When we played at TW9, when you had that free access or whatever, that early access thing.
Yeah, because I did have early access for a week before. So like everyone had access to the demo, but I had access to the full version. I think like a couple days before. I think it was a whole week because he started generating the keys. Because they're all product keys. They're not like. I mean, Steam's like product keys too, but it's the way you install it. You know, going checking their server versus like a Steam servers.
So if, like, for instance, okay, so I've had like 5 or 6 different computers since getting a Steam account. Every computer I can just log into my Steam, boom, and I have access to all of my stuff.
Yeah.
For GDS with TW, I have to contact that guy every time.
They have made it easier. You can go to like a site and do it like a self-service desk now, but it's like it's 2024. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not paying. Is it still 35?
Yeah, it does cost more than Pro Wrestling Sim and Journey of Wrestling. I mean, it has more features, functionality to it, but the game itself, it's still stuck in that early 2000s-esque aesthetic because you can't full screen the damn game. You can't use it on Mac devices. You can't use it on your Steam Deck as easily. Like, the file size is much bigger and it's a bit slower. So, like, you sacrifice, I can go ask certain people to do stuff, or like there's certain things you can do in that game that you can't do in PWS, complex logic wise for setting up the shows, but that takes a lot longer for getting into actually booking. Like I can literally book 1 versus 30 right now.
Yeah.
Like that, drag and drop, super easy. You can't do anything outside of like the predefined like 1-on-1, 30-man rumble, 2-on-2s, 2v2v2s. Like you can't do any obscures like 3 versus 5 versus 7. So
I do like how in TW you can actually scroll through your tag teams and book them as teams instead of having a drag and drop.
mm-hmm.
That's cool. Like PWS doesn't have that. You have to drag and drop, but like there are a few like key differences. Like there's a few things that the games do differently. That like there are pros and cons to both games, but like for Pro Wrestling Sim, it's one of those if you just want to pick up and book, you can just go.
Yeah.
Now, granted, me and Dom we like to do a lot of shit before we book, but because I think if you time it, start point to booking first match, I think we take an average of 2 to 3 hours every single time.
For what?
When me and you play, regardless if it's Pro Wrestling Sim or TW, from the time that we put our company together to the time we book our first match, if we do it like in one long thread, it's usually 2 to 3 hours. But anyone could just pick up a game.
If it's TW, because there's a lot more like
Wrestling Sim. We edit a lot of things. Like we do a lot of things to it. But like
we're doing like brand splits and all that. Yeah, I don't think it's 2 hours. There's no way in hell it's 2 hours. Like, are we making a whole brand new company?
No.
Playing with y'all, and it took you about 2.5 hours just to get your like roster going.
That's different than the brand split, but like I'm saying, like because we do our brand split, we do the roster, we start setting up teams, factions.
I'll say brand split and like teams is what really like drags it out for us. But the downside with like TW is the negotiation part with like contracts for your shows, your wrestlers, waiting to see back if people are going to actually sign with you or not. Like, so like if you just do like a handshake deal, it's good to go that day for PWS, or even handshake deals you take for a bit, let alone written deals for TW. So
Yeah. PWS to me
I don't
is the
know.
better game.
I like how they're like, even though we don't utilize it anymore in the year 2024, which is sad, when we did utilize it, and for those people who probably still have their little friend group and can utilize it, TW's multiplayer is baller. I do like the fact that you can do you be NXT, I be WWE, like you can be the developmental company and someone can be the main company, and you can do that with multiplayer with up to like 8 people. I really like that aspect of it.
That's something
I
that
I wish that was the thing with PWS,
PWS.
because
Yeah.
there's sometimes where I'm like, you be AEW, I'll be WWE. It's just not a thing in PWS right now, which is like, you know, it is a weird, obscure like request because how people are playing multiplayer, but it's having the options very nice. I'll say that, especially because there's people who would like to do multiple companies at the same run.
Yeah. I mean, I also like you can run your own company in pro wrestling sim, but you got to know how to get through the files and you got to know how to like edit the database and all that stuff. So like, if you don't know how to do that, yeah, that's a little bit of work, but like, it's not hard. Like, it's easy to use. Is basically what I'm saying with doing on TW's backside. Technically, it's not hard to use, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's easily fuck upable. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So you just gotta watch what you're doing on TW. And yeah, like I played a lot of TW in my day. I do enjoy TW, but I really enjoy pro wrestling sim. Like with when they incorporated the Kenny deaths, that was the greatest thing to me. I love that so much.
Yeah. Just a homie got impaled or exploded. Like,
Or Jeff Cobb randomly dies 27 times in my save.
or the the plane ride that kills like half your roster.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
The 1 in a million opportunity of that happening. Like, it's crazy.
It will. It will. I've seen it. It's happened. That or Jeff Hardy fucking gets into a brutal car accident and goes to Hollywood and then runs for president.
Yeah, just
Back to back to back.
that's where I feel like the world of TW feels more alive. Like, if I go and
Yeah.
sim, you know, X amount of years on TW, like the world feels alive. Whereas like PWS needs to get to that point where I can talk to the wrestlers, they have other commitments outside, and it can be evolving, over time. So
Yeah. I don't know, those games are really, really fun. But yes, we need to do some premium live things on this channel. And I am so down for it. Because yeah, and she can play with us too. Like immediately after this podcast, I'm going to my car, grabbing that TV, and I'm setting it up as my other monitor, and it's going right here. And we're gonna rock some stuff out. I gotta maneuver some stuff around my desk again. But
then I call
we're
I call Nick or Ricky for the
uh,
the 2v2 brand split.
Ricky was asleep.
Ricky was sleeping. I'm gonna see if he's awake now though. I'm gonna message him right here live on the podcast. Dude, Ricky was so excited to be on that episode, by the way.
He's like, I made it. Like, dude, you were always there. You were always invited. Way more than other people. Trust me.
Yeah, dude, we don't invite a lot of people that used to be on our podcast on a regular basis. All right, like when's the last time we saw the one that begin with an N?
You can't say that. You could take that in so many different directions. Like, you could take that in so many different directions.
No, not the racial term. Like the dude's name began with an N. Not racist. I got a black nephew and black kids. Okay, calm down.
Okay. I love
said
the
it.
defense. Okay.
All right, so
Next comment.
all right, so let's talk about it. Let's recap something that happened this past weekend. I'm gonna pull up the results again because I had them pulled up, then I started looking at Amazon for mine.
Chief, I'm going to be honest about this Survivor Series. As someone who, like, only one thing mattered, and that was War Games. Like, the men's War Game. Like, that was the only thing that mattered. We should just talk about that and the New Day turning. Like I think like that's the only two things in the last however many hours, like at the top of the food chain. Like Rollins and Punk is still pretty damn good, but damn that New Day, like it ruined Zack's night. We were watching wrestling, that happened. He was like, "I'm fucking depressed," and he went to bed. I've never seen a man. I've not heard from him since that moment. It has been there needs to be like a silver alert for him or whatever it's called because he's been missing since the New Day segment. So
Survivor Series was this past Saturday.
yeah.
And it was held at the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
It was the first pay-per-view in this city since Rock Bottom in Your House in 1998. I don't care about the backstory, guys. If you don't know the backstory of Survivor Series, I'm sorry about it. I'm not running the whole thing down. So here's the cool thing. It was a 5-match card. Okay? It was not a 7-hour pay-per-view.
Nope.
I think it was 4.
If
not 3.
There was an hour and a half of ads, like of non-wrestling, like bullshittery. Like it was kind of weird though. There was a lot of downtime.
I don't watch the ads. So Survivor Series War Games kicks off with the Women's War Games match, and on one side you have Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley taking on the Judgment Days, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. And at 38 minutes and 15 seconds, Team Rhea Ripley wins the Women's War Games match. Give me 1 second here. Hey, will you go to the back seat of the Jimmy and grab the TV that's back there? Okay.
There's only one thing occurred that matters in that whole match, and that was Nia Jax's steel chair shots. Everything else, it was cool. It was a nice little match.
Ass chair shots.
But that's just a product of WWE because they can't do like full on aggression. Like you could tell she was about to hit Naomi in the head. Naomi's like, "Oh, we don't do that here." Like
she went with the chair. Just a little.
It's funny because Nia Jax used to get shit for being like hyper aggressive in her early days, you know. But now, you know.
Actually, a few key moments of this match. First of all, Rhea Ripley's mask. That was cool.
Rhea Hogan out there. Rhea John Hogan. Just destroying people.
Why do you say Rhea Hogan?
Rhea John Hogan Ripley. Because, dude, she's killing them. She's killing them.
She is killing them. I also have something to add about later in the night when I see, and I'm like, this makes no sense. So, the trash can spot for Real Sky that she does in every War Games.
Yeah, but didn't she like land on her leg? Like she hit him with the leg? She didn't hit him with the.
Yeah, she didn't hit him with the trash can. She instead of doing her normal crossbody with the trash can, she did a moonsault, which was cool. But the trash can like almost comes off, and you see her like have to like wiggle it back down.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Nails with the knee in the face.
But here's my problem with this thing is like it was a cool match, but it doesn't go. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't like the match. It just we did a women's war game match. Like it just felt like we had to do it. You know.
I'm gonna get to that in a minute when I talk about something else that popped up because I didn't know that the thing that happens later was a part of that match. So when I found out it was a part of that match, I was kind of mind blown, and I was like, all right, whatever. So 38 minutes, 15 seconds, Dom. If you had to give it a Meltzer star rating, what are you giving this 38-minute spectacular in the Dominic star rating?
It's out of 5.
Out of 5. You got to stop at 5.
Just give it a 2. I think it's a slightly below average.
It picked up good at the end.
Yeah, but it's not worth 35. I can just watch the clips then. The whole 30.
You just watch the final 10 minutes. Like, I'd be good with it. All right, so I was going to say 2.5. Match number 2. This one actually was really good. LA Knight defends the United States title versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and at 9 minutes and 45 seconds, and 1 Kinshasa later, Shinsuke Nakamura is the United States champion.
I'm happy he won it.
Yeah,
I'm
first of all,
sad for LA Knight, but like,
so let's talk about
he's a great chaser.
Hold on, listen. Yeah. I have a rant for this.
Okay.
So, training to be a pro wrestler, there's a few things that was taught to me my first few weeks. First of all, there's a such thing called as a boo-boo face. The boo-boo face. Okay? Look, if you're not familiar with what a boo-boo face is, a boo-boo face is when you know you're going to lose, because pro wrestling's predetermined. Sorry to break it to you guys. LA Knight knew probably a week before that he was losing the match. You knew it when he walked out. Because he didn't come to the ring shit talking. He didn't come to the ring being like, yeah, hey, Knight, yeah. Like, he didn't really all over the place. And then he drops the belt in the middle of the entrance. Dropped the title belt on the ground. Not on the mat. Not it fell on the top rope. But drops it completely on the ground. And he just looked down at it for a second.
Yeah.
LA Knight had the boo-boo face.
That kind of killed it a bit, honestly, of like... But he's a good chaser. I don't know why, like... Yeah, he had the belt, and he hasn't, like...
I blame the whole... His rise and then roller coaster here for a little bit is also still part of the Austin Theory effect.
Mm-hmm.
Because Vince McMahon was really high on LA Knight and really high on Austin Theory. At WrestleMania, Austin Theory was here. All right?
Didn't he beat John Cena? Like, he's
John Cena.
Yeah, he beat John Cena.
We are halfway through the Big Four. We just had number 2 of the Big Four. SummerSlam. Survivor Series. Number 2 of the Big Four. Austin Theory's nowhere. And LA Knight just lost the United States title to a returning, very cool Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke rocking this new Great Muta gimmick. I'm not mad about Nakamura winning. I understand that he couldn't have lost that soon. But I thought it was a 3-way last week. I thought I saw the graphic somewhere where it was him, Andrade, and LA Knight, and then it was just Nakamura and LA Knight, and I was like, all right, whatever, dude.
I mean, you could have done it a 4-way, throwing Carmella too, you know?
Yeah.
Just to give them all some time, but I don't know.
So 9 minutes, 45 seconds down. Throw up the Dominic Rybolt star rating extravaganza out of 5 stars. You have to stop at 5. What do we put in Nakamura winning the U.S. title?
I'm just giving it's a good average 2.5. I think LA's boo-boo face, as we'll call it in the beginning, kind of takes away from it. Because then once you see that, you're like, he's fucking dropping it. Like, there's no point. Like we're kind of going to phone it in a little bit, you know? So,
yeah. So then, from the one mid-card title to the next, Braun Breaker defends the Intercontinental title versus Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, or I call the Human Kindle.
That match.
13.5 minutes.
Yes.
Good match, honestly, actually.
Yeah.
Good match. Not what I thought was going to be the match. Like, I thought there was going to be a lot of, like, Braun Breaker throwing everyone around, and then, like, he got beat down, he comes back, hits a spear, calls it a night.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this match. I thought all 3 men at one point had the match won. But 14.5 minutes, Braun Breaker retains the Intercontinental Championship. What do we think about that match before we throw up the star rating?
It's a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of all these guys. Like, Sheamus historically. Even Sheamus, like, when he first came back and everyone was like, oh, blubber Sheamus. Like, who Sheamus ate Sheamus, you know? Like, he's great. He got over that. Braun Breaker's hella grown on me. Like I wasn't so big on him in like Rainbow NXT 2.0 and all that,
I have
but
one question for you. I
loving
have
his
one question
shit
for you.
right now in the IC run. And
I have
Louis
one
Kaiser's
question.
cool. Yeah, Axel.
Do we have any dogs here at the Chokehold Chatter? Where are my dogs at? That gets me every
I'm
time he
just
says it.
sad the War Dog or War Dog is right. Is Baron Corbin and him? Like I'm sad Baron Corbin's out. Like, oh
Hey, Barry
man,
Findlay won a BJJ tournament. He got gold medal in it, so good job to
good
him.
job for him, dude.
So Dominic Rybo, 5-star extravaganza. We have to stop at 5. Where are you putting it?
I'll give like a 3.5, if not like 3.75. Like I enjoyed it, especially for these guys, a mid card match, and it's a weird little triple threat with them. Yeah, I think they did good
And
with it.
I want to say this match ended clean too. Like there was no like stupid shenanigans. Like no one got involved. Like
Yeah.
it was clean. It was stiff. Well,
Didn't get a ball.
that was the world title match. We're getting to that next. I was gonna say 3.5 or 3.75. Up next, co-main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther defends versus Damian Priest. 19 minutes 20 seconds. Finn Balor, Dom, Carlina, everyone gets involved here. Finn Balor hits the coup de grace on Damian Priest, leading to Gunther then choking Damian Priest out with a triangle-like submission. Was not a triangle. I know what he was going for.
Yeah.
Was not what was applied. I liked how he applied it because it made sense, but he chokes him out. He never taps out. He chokes him out. Gunther retains the World Heavyweight title. 19 minutes, 20 seconds. Dominic, opinion about the match.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it was predictable. I just think the build to it was fucking stupid. Why did we make Gunther look like an idiot for the last whatever month? I don't understand that. Whatever. I think Damian Priest still great. I think the whole thing with this Judgment Day, let's get to it. Let's get to the end game goal of this one, whatever it's supposed to be. But I don't think it should have came at the expense of Gunther of all people at this point. Unless you're softening him up for what's to come, him losing it to like a Cena or something, yeah. But why are you now's not the time to soften him up if he's about to face Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Yeah, now's not the time to soften his ass up.
Sorry. Yeah. So 5-star rating, Dominic. Your Dominic Randall 5-star rating extravaganza. You got to stop at 5. Where are you putting this 19-minute barn burner?
It's just a 3 for me. It's just a little
By the
above
way,
average.
I have one thing to note about this match.
Mhm.
Until the final 2 minutes of the match,
Yeah,
it was real good.
yeah. And then it was like, get out of here.
The final 2 minutes, dog shit.
Yeah.
No reason for all the shit. Finn Balor, I get the Balor thing. That was all right with me.
It just makes Gunther not like a legitimate threat. I just don't understand this.
If he would have attacked Damian either before or after, or even like distracted him during, I did not want him to lay hands on Damian until after the match because that affects Gunther. And Gunther has been a pretty great world champion. He dresses like a world champion, acts like a world champion, fights like a world champion. We stopped seeing Ludwig get intervened in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing with Gunther? Because the world title is now starting to slowly recede. So then we get to the big one.
Mm-hmm.
The injury extravaganza that we know as the men's War Games.
Yeah.
42 minutes on the dot.
Love it.
42 minutes. It is the Bloodline. Roman Reigns, the Uso, and Sammy Uso, along with CM Punk take on the team of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, the Gorillas of Destiny, and Big Bronson Reed. 42 minutes. I just want to throw a few things out here. Jacob Fatu fucks his knee up.
Yep.
Bronson Reed shatters his ankles. And Jimmy Uso breaks his toe.
Yep.
I think it's our injury of the night.
By the way, that was a beautiful Umaga Uso splash to end the match. The Uso splash off the top. That was great. He got straight up. He didn't overdive. He got straight up and came straight down. He didn't like overshoot it. He didn't like knee him in the face going down. It was straight up like a pro and straight down. That was so good. The trajectory on that, the accuracy, I was like, damn, that was good. Jacob Fatu has lost a lot of weight since going to WWE.
Oh, he's a whole different beast. I mean, like, they should have given him a different name, just like Gunther. Walter and Gunther.
At 350 pounds, that man was doing the acai moonsault in MLW. Fucked his knee up twice doing it. At that point, I'm taking it out of my repertoire.
Yeah.
It's coming out. Maybe for big matches. And I get this was a big match for his career.
Big match. Yeah, this was the big one.
I think if there's a cage in between me and the ropes, I'm not doing it on the acai moonsault because between the rope and the cage is maybe 2 feet.
If that, yeah.
If that. Jacob got big tree trunk legs. As a tree trunk leg guy to another tree trunk leg guy, they ain't fitting. This math ain't mathing. Does an acai moonsault, fucks up his knee, hits the ground, finishes the match. Still wrestles another like 10 minutes. Bronson Reed comes off with a tsunami. Shatters his ankle because, again, he's been doing the tsunami for years, right? Like, this is not a new movie he started doing. Been doing this a while.
Yeah.
Has hit it on everyone. Why now do you try to leg it down?
Well, he went from the top. Like,
still get flat. Get flat.
Things happen.
You
Don't try this at home.
You learn in wrestling school. Get flat. You ain't gonna punch yourself. You learned any other way. Get flat. Don't freak out and straight leg it. Ask Edge. Edge's fibula gone.
The dream lives on. Finish the story.
Finish the story. So, good flat, fucking Reed, and Jimmy Uso breaks his toe. But 42 minutes and the original Bloodline pick up the win. Beautiful ending. Beautiful face-off between Roman and Punk. They do the whole shake hands thing, they do the Bloodline thing, and then Punk does that. Break it down for me, Dominic. What do you think about the match? And then we'll get to your 5-star rating.
Cinema. I love it. The storytelling. And it was very quick. I feel like storytelling from here to here, getting Punk involved and everything. But it was very, like, easy translation. And I mean, as we saw in Raw, it makes sense because from Punk to the Bronson Reed and Rollins, from Punk to the history with Roman and the guys, more importantly, Punk with the history with Paul Heyman and get the favor out of him. I'm very curious to see what that favor could be. There's a lot of routes they could take there. The fun chicanery of, like, him pie facing Bronson Reed in the beginning is hilarious. Saving Roman spearing him, everyone just beating the shit, finishing move, spamming Solo Sikoa. Like, I love it. And we didn't need I know some people are like pissy and whatnot, but I don't think we needed like a Rock at the end after like his group gets destroyed to show up, you know. I think ending it there and then saving the Rock if he does come back to a Rumble.
So I was very happy that nothing else happened after the show.
Yeah, I think it was a
Because
nice
I
ending.
have a feeling, like we got Saturday night's main event coming up.
Yep.
I'm sure they'll do something in January. And then we got the Rumble February 1st. I have a feeling, and we know that Netflix is on Raw in January. So I have a feeling that in between now and then getting to the Rumble, there'll be a lot more story told. But do you feel like this is becoming the end? Are we in the end game for the Bloodline?
The final boss has to show. I mean, this is the here's the thing with the end game is what do they want the end game to be? Like, is it a triple threat? You know,
No.
is it one-on-one Rock and Roman? I
I
don't
think the Bloodline it has to be.
I
I
don't
think to
think
end
it
the
should be
Bloodline story.
I don't think it should be, in my opinion, I don't think it should be Rock and Cody. Yeah, it could be Rock, Roman, Cody, but I don't know if you put Cody in the middle of it. I think Cody, you can do anything else with. I mean, don't do Solo Sikoa in him. Don't do that. But it's
Well, they've tried for so long to make me buy Solo as a main eventer. We're almost a year into Solo being in the main event scene, and I'm still not buying it.
he's just a good temporary for until The Rock shows up. You know,
No,
but
I think what they don't realize is Solo's already been overshadowed, and no one realizes it. Everyone wants to see Jacob dump him on his head.
dude,
Ask anyone.
he says, "I love you,
Jim Cornette,
Solo." Love
Jim
him.
Cornette said it too. He said, look, his first night in, he should have dropped Solo on his head and been like, I'm the tribal chief.
No, dude, he loves Solo. I love you, Solo.
I love you.
Dude, here's how I would do this. Okay, I would
Hold
just
on, hold on. Well, before we segue into that,
yeah.
before we finish that out, give me your star rating on this War Games match.
5 stars. Perfect.
5 stars. All right, perfect. All
That's
right,
perfect.
continue.
Perfect. I would just bloat the shit out of like a full on like Rock and all the Samoans, all of them, Zillow, just everybody that we know who's a Samoan, just bring them out, and then you have like literally WWE versus this new bloodline under the
So make
final
that the Rumble.
boss.
Make that the Rumble. The Bloodline Rumble.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like we put the Rumble on stop this year, and it's just Bloodline Rumble. Like,
So also you have to think, does Cena go anywhere? And like we're talking about Cody,
mhm.
we talk about Gunther, we talk about Rock Roman. Cena is still in this like, what are we doing with him? Like,
Here's the problem is that they have so much going on. It's Cena's last year. You could get Rock and Roman, which you don't need the belt for. Cody's who knows what's going on with Cody? He might drop it to Kevin Owens at the Saturday night main event just to make it worth something and make it history. And Kevin's on fire right now, so like, you know, and then Cody can do anything else at Mania with anyone, but I know there's so much teased right now with Punk finishing his damn story. So is this the Mania where you get Punk finishing it for main event with someone? Is this the one where Cena breaks the record? Is this who knows with Cody heel turn? So like there's so many little routes they could go. Honestly, I mean you want to incorporate as many people as possible. I think you're safe with Punk being on Raw, but Cody's on SmackDown. And I feel like because there's some other shit going on there on SmackDown with Rock and Roman, which doesn't have to be for the belt, but then it's if you want to turn Cody heel, you know. But I personally Kevin Owens is the only person like I feel like gets kind of snubbed out of this one because I don't know what the hell we do with him, But I would personally want Cody and Randy as my Mania title match, and I would do the triple threat as Cena versus Gunther or whatever versus I don't even know because Gunther you could just do with Goldberg, but it'd be Cena, Gunther, and Punk because Punk ultimately just has to get to the main event of WrestleMania. He doesn't have to win it. Cena has to win the belt, and I think you can knock out multiple birds with one stone of Cody and Randy again. As the now that he's older, you got the Rock and Roman finale. I don't know if you want to drag that out to a whole nother year, but then you got Cena's last year. He has to. I feel like Cena has to be also in the main event, and this has to be like a big. Maybe he wins it. So
I think if you do it right, Cena wins the world title at the Rumble. Punk wins the Elimination Chamber.
I feel like that's the route we'll go. Is like I don't think Punk. I think they'll do a tease where Punk's not gonna win the Rumble again, but he'll get the Chamber. Like I feel like that's the favor is take someone's spot in the Chamber.
Yeah, I think
So,
and then hear me out, right?
yeah.
So let's say that Roman or Rock wins the Rumble. They get Cody. But night one is Rock and Roman. To see who goes Tribal Chief and fighting Cody.
Yeah.
Don't care who wins that. Next night they get Cody. But night one, Punk and Cena for the world title. Have Punk put Cena to sleep. Punk gets his ultimate dream. Main events and beat Cena. Cena goes, thanks for the memories, guys. That's my last WrestleMania. Then, night two, at the end of night one, Randy goes, you ain't done yet. You owe me one. There doesn't need to be a build for it.
No, it's just
there does not need to be a build. If you put Cena and Orton across the ring from each other at any show, independent show, WrestleMania, it doesn't matter. It is selling it out.
it just stinks because it's like how many people will work double duty, but there's so many people already. Like what's Dominic Mysterio gonna do for WrestleMania? If we bring back the jackass Logan Paul, what's he gonna do for WrestleMania? LA Knight, what's he doing? Shinsuke's got the belt for the US title. Yeah.
I have an idea for Dominic.
And we can't just throw everybody in the tag team division to fight the Motor City Machine Guns.
Listen, I have an idea for Dominic.
Okay.
I'm gonna hate saying this.
Okay.
What if he beats Braun Breaker?
I'm cool with that. But
right.
I mean, like,
let him spears him like 30 times. Like, let him just lay waste to Dominic.
Also, while we're going on the side thing, what the hell is the Wyatt family doing? The Wyatt Six.
So
what are they going to do for Mania? What are they going to do?
Yeah. I think
fuck it. Let them face the Solo Sikoa guys. Let it be Solo Sikoa, the Two Tongans, and Jacob Fatu versus Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, what's his name? Joe Gacy's guy, and Bo Dallas. There's your 4-on-4.
Yeah.
Let that be your Mania match.
And then WrestleMania, the Usos, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if homie's not injured.
No, he just broke his toe. He's fine.
Okay.
He just broke his toe. Yeah, he'd be fine. Like, reset his toe, duct tape, that'd be fine. He'd be fine.
Yeah, we can't do another Jimmy versus Jay 1-on-1.
That match was. If anyone wants to know what Matt Jackson versus Nick Jackson was going to look like, there it is. There it is. That is the match.
Goofy me thinking that they were going to have a 5-star classic, that they were great tag team partners and they'd be great, but no, that wasn't.
Nothing will touch the Matt versus Jeff match. Nothing's going to touch it.
Nothing.
Nothing. You want to know why? had just done it for 30 years.
Yeah, dude.
30 years they were beating each other up.
Yeah.
Also, we talk about what is Cena, what is this guy going to do, what is this guy going to do. This is what gets announced during Survivor Series. That at Saturday night's main event, due to Rhea Ripley's team winning at War Games, Io Sky gets the world title shot against Liv Morgan. Who would have thought that she was in contention for it? I thought the writing on the wall meant Rhea getting it.
I don't know.
It was Rhea's team.
There's a lot to keep track of because now there's the women's IC belts, the women's US belts. There's a lot.
And then Rhea's going to fight Raquel at Saturday night's main event, which means Raquel's not winning the Intercontinental title because the finals of that match is happening at Saturday night's main event. So we know that's not happening. Good job, Papa H. Like, you've been writing cinema for almost a year now. Like,
so let's talk about, for the grand finale here of the podcast, over our hour, the New Day breakup. Let's end it on a really sad note. So
yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
So this promo is everything that's wrong with professional wrestling in 2024.
Which promo?
The New Day break up, come back together, break up, we're back together promo. Because that promo went 30 different ways in a span of 9 minutes.
I think 20 minutes.
No, it was 9. The whole promo was 9. From the first time that Kofi speaks until the end is 9 minutes.
Dude, just the fact we got Kofi and Xavier, they're still together. They're just heels now. It's like,
that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so the promo starts out with, they go, man, it's been a while, 10 years, but hey, we got something to say. Big E comes out and says, I'm going to be your manager now because this is bullshit. My brother in fight. Then they go, hey, fuck you, dude. You bounced out on us. And they're like, you know what? We're still together. They don't even say it on the... Pick up the microphone. Stop saying it to each other. We want to know what you're saying. Pick up the mic. And because that's not the first time in the last month that I've seen promos go 30 different ways. Because if you remember the War Games announcement match for the Bloodline, it was Solo challenges Roman then challenged Solo, and then Solo says, let's do War Games. Like, there was one-on-one, War Games. Like, it was one of those things where, like, you went one way, another. Why are we at this point? I'm not mad that Kofi and Xavier are still together. I'm mad at how the promo went.
So
if they would have been able to say we're going to break up, and win swerve us, I'd have been fine.
New Day, they're heels. Very clearly, they're going to get the tag team belts. Like, but here's the thing: New Day as heels. Are we keeping them on Raw to go get the Raw belts, or are we going to float them over to SmackDown, have them feud with Motor City, and that eventually leads to Usos and New Day? Because we all want to run that one back.
Dominic, I have one request when you talk about Motor City on this podcast.
Yeah.
For as long as I've known you, you've said Motor City's name really funny.
Motor City.
So I request that every time you say Motor City, you say it the way you say it in the pro wrestling sim streams. And every time I hear you say it outside of the podcast, you say Motor City the way you always say it.
Oh, so like Motor City, like that.
It's so bad. I say it now to my family when like I see them, because like I think it was Amanda who asked me. Hold on.
You have to sing it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Amanda was like, "Who are these guys?" And I went, "Motor City." And then like I was like, "God damn it, don't."
I was just confused because the last time I saw them, they were on a different fucking
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say Motor City, you say it like that, but continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll get. I feel like you have to have the New Day go over there and fight them because, like, where's the money? Where's the money match in the tag team division on Raw? Like, it's not Finn Balor and JD McDonough here. Like,
Usos babyface versus New Day heel.
but are we bringing the Usos over to Raw then? Are we bringing both of them to Raw?
Dude,
Like,
WrestleMania's a super show.
the brand split doesn't fucking matter anyways at this point. Punk was over there, and these guys are over here. Like,
they always do a Raw versus SmackDown match. They always do one when they have a brand split at WrestleMania. They always do one.
okay, but
That's how you can book it.
So, end game goal here. I guess Big E's just done. We're done with them. We're never seeing his ass ever again. Goodbye. No. Sorry, guys. Like, the end game with this one is like
cleared.
we're getting New Day mega heel run.
Another New Day 10-year run as mega heel.
So to end it off here,
Look,
do you add another member to the New Day? Do you add, because like when they tried to do that with that one guy, I forgot his name, Odyssey Jones or something, or
yes, and I think I know exactly who you do it with.
Who's our new Biggie?
I think you do it with not one but two.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm cool for a 4-man New Day.
You're not gonna like who it is.
Okay.
There's a tag team dwindling on SmackDown that no one talks about anymore.
Is it our A-Town Down and the other dude?
No. Street Profits.
Look, okay, Triple H keeping all the black guys together. I would have preferred A-Town Down and Down Under or whatever.
Come on. You could book that right because
I mean, yeah, it makes
do not need another tag team title run. This could be how Xavier gets a singles title.
This
could be how
this could also give shit for Wyatt 6 also too, because it could be the 4-4-on-4 nonsense. So yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
Final Testament, because they're going to go after the Final Testament first.
Yeah.
Because Karen's the one that made Xavier all upsetty spaghetti in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So go after them first. That's going to immediately bring you to the Wyatts, because the Wyatts got a problem with the Final Testament. The enemy of my enemy was my friend, so you go after the Wyatts, and then you're off to the races. There's a lot of stuff you can do there. Or, hear me out, you just split them. You just split them anyway. Kofi comes out and goes, you know what, bro? I don't want to team with you anymore. You're dog water. You suck. You've never been good. Doses, punches him in the mouth, or Trouble in Paradise is in whatever. And then, bing, bang, boom, you're done.
I kind of don't want them. Like, I know it'd be cool, like their heel tag team title run for like the Raw division, kind of hold it hostage. But I mean, it might come at the expense of like a Bronson, not Bronson Reed. What's it, Braun Breaker? Like Braun Breaker or like someone else to like get the mid card belt, like for Xavier to get that, because I mean that's ultimately like another thing there too. But it's I don't know.
My thing is, do you run another New Day chapter? Like, it's all been done. Like
I mean, if you make it a 4-man heel faction, I like that idea more than just add like a big powerhouse third replacement Biggie. I like that actually a lot better. So
yeah, and I don't. We'll see what happens with it. Drew McIntyre came back on Raw as well, guys. So go check out Raw. New Day breakup was very sad. It was sad and dumb and like, pick up the microphone. I have nothing else to add to that. I'm gonna get very mad talking about it because that promo pissed me off.
All right, any final closing thoughts here?
Yeah, pick up the damn microphone.
Wait,
But
why?
no,
I can't just speak
I'm
like
really
this all the way
excited.
back here, like moving the microphone farther and farther away.
No, not you. I'm really excited about setting this display up. We're gonna do some cool things with this podcast coming up. I got some free time this weekend, and the next weekend the kids are back, so we'll try to do it before Sunday again. If not, it'll be after, kind of like how it is right now in the middle of the week. So, Continental Classics heating up. We'll see you then.
Can we
Hasta la pastas.
We'll talk.